Hey, City Center Baptist Church family, it's Pastor Brad coming to you from DDQ headquarters. Digging Deeper question number 2 this week asks, at a particularly desperate time in David's life, when King Saul was seeking to kill him, Jonathan came to David and strengthened his hand in God. What do you imagine Jonathan said and did to lift David's spirits? Proverbs 17:17 states that a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. This was never more evident than when Jonathan, David's loyal friend, sought him out in the wilderness to encourage him. Let me provide some background information. David rose from obscurity to fame after defeating the giant Philistine champion Goliath in hand-to-hand combat. As a result of David's victory, King Saul became jealous. His envy became so severe that he grew increasingly volatile and unstable. In several fits of rage, he tried to murder David himself. As Saul's irrationality progressed, David realized he needed to get out of harm's way. So he fled the more populated regions for the desert. Saul learned, through various informants, of David's hideouts and came after him to kill him. David had been fleeing for some time and was, understandably, weary. He had spared Saul's life and had demonstrated his loyalty to Saul, all to no avail. It must have been a low point in David's life. At such a low point, David could have been tempted to despair. He was desperate, surrounded by troops trying to slaughter him, running out of safe havens, and running short of allies and resources. How much longer could this go on? Enter Jonathan. 1 Samuel 23 verse 14 states, Saul sought David every day, but God prevented him from finding him. Yet Jonathan, Saul's son and the crown prince, was able to locate David according to verse 16. God was clearly in control of David's fate. Jonathan's arrival must have been like a cloudburst of rain on arid ground. His visit was timely and refreshing. He was the brother in the Lord who was born for adversity. The text states Jonathan strengthened David's hand in God. His presence with David was an encouragement in and of itself. He undoubtedly reminded David that God was in control. He probably reviewed the covenant they had made together to watch over each other's interests. They were teammates and would win or lose together. And in a most magnanimous gesture, Jonathan predicted that David would be king over Israel, and he would be next to him. Jonathan, the crown prince, the heir to the throne, acknowledged it was God's will for David to be king. So he graciously agreed to get out of the way to support David. He was a friend that sticks closer than a brother, as Proverbs 18:24 declares. He provided earnest counsel that was sweet to David's soul, as Proverbs 27:9 proclaims. May we, as the family of God at City Center Baptist Church, find such true and loyal friends and be that kind of friend to others. This has been Pastor Brad coming to you from DDQ headquarters.